Welcome to Jackets TV, presented by Ohio Health. I'm Jeff Rimmer with a familiar face. Yes, the former color analyst for Columbus Blue Jackets hockey on Fox Sports Ohio, now with NBC Sports, in for a national telecast. Of course, we're speaking of Brian Engblom. And Brian, your thoughts as you come to Columbus and see the Blue Jackets in the middle of a playoff race?
It's been a terrific year again, Jeff. So many stories going on, so many terrific teams. You look at the East, you've got 4 teams. Only 2 of them are going to make it into that wild card spot. Who's going to end up first overall in the divisions, et cetera, both in the East and the West. In the West, it's even tighter. But sticking here to seeing the Columbus Blue Jackets in the Eastern Conference for a change, along with Detroit for that matter. Been interesting to watch that change and everybody sort of get used to that change as well too. I hope it's worked well for them travel-wise, because we all know what they were going through when playing in the Western Conference. So they've got a terrific team. I've enjoyed watching them, and this game, against Detroit will be great.
Now, the situation here with the Blue Jackets and, quite frankly, the entire Eastern Conference, and even you can look out west, the parity in the National Hockey League has never been better, and you getting an opportunity for NBC Sports to get around to the various NHL venues. Why, Gary Bettman could not have asked for a better season.
No, that's true. You look at the salary cap and the issues that have gone on since then, and it has obviously worked. There is so much parity. There's so much great talent that's been spread around now. So many great European players, college players, junior players, all mixing in. And boy, is the league ever young. There are so many great young players coming in the league, and I think goaltending continues to be, a great story in the National Hockey League. For some people, it's not so great because they want to see the puck go in the back of the net. But for me, great saves are every bit as good as the puck going in. So it has been a great story, and will continue to be, I'm sure, in the coming seasons. I mean, you look at the outdoor games this year, 6 of them, great success. People have had a gigantically good time at all of them. And the one at Dodger Stadium that I worked at, I thought was certainly the most unique so far. And it was a great experience. Can you do it in a warm climate? Yeah, it was spectacular. And I hope and think we will see more of them again in the future.
All right. As a guy that spent a year here in Columbus broadcasting Blue Jackets hockey, what would it mean to this city if they were to make it to the postseason?
Well, I think it's happened the one time, and the atmosphere just gets so electric. For people that were here then, I think they understand what that's like. Everything goes up exponentially. You get into the playoffs, there's such a buzz in the air. It's so much different than it is even down this stretch. As exciting this is, the last 10 or 12 games, it's great. You take another notch up when you go into the playoffs. Then you get into the next round, it goes up again, on and on until you get to the Cup final. So it'll be a great thing for Columbus fans, and people have their fingers crossed that they get in. They can do it on their own power this time. That's really essential. They don't need a lot of luck, but they have to win a lot of hockey games. It's the way it should be.
Now, in closing, and since we've been friends for a long time, I can put you on the spot. Who do you like in the West? Who do you like in the East, the teams to beat?
The way Boston has played over the last couple of weeks, I would put Boston back up there in the East. Pittsburgh's been so banged up. If they can get healthy, they have such a terrific lineup. How healthy are they going to be? I don't know as the playoffs start. That's a question mark for me. But Boston is just so solid. They're so tough to play against. I would have to put them up there. In the West, I think St. Louis has had the most consistent season all the way along. Anaheim's hurting a little bit right now. Fowler's out for a few weeks. He's a big key for them on defense. But you take the top 5 teams in the West, depending on who plays whom. Some of them they're going to beat their brains out, and you're going to lose 2 really good teams in the West in the first round. So a lot depends. Is Anaheim going to have to play LA, in the first round? Oh boy, that's a big task. So a lot of interesting things to look for there. But I'd go Boston and St. Louis the way it looks right now.
Any thoughts on San Jose? Because a lot of people think this might be their year.
Yeah, we say that a lot, and San Jose is lurking in the weeds a little bit, even though, they're right up there at the top of the division. It's funny because they seem to get less attention than a lot of other teams. I think they like it that way. They've got all the essentials for sure. They can score goals. They play that big, heavy game that we all talk about now, so they can play against the St. Louis. They can play in Anaheim. They can play L.A. And again, the matchups will make a big difference. San Jose has owned Anaheim, in the last year and a half, especially in San Jose. I don't know when the last time Anaheim won. on. So that's what I mean, the matchups, who plays whom early on.
Right.
Boy, a lot of things can happen. San Jose is certainly in one of those top 5 teams that could go all the way in the West.
Well, thanks for this. Welcome back to Columbus. Hope we see you more often in the years to come.
Me too, Jeff. Great to see you.
Brian Engblom of NBC Sports. I'm Jeff Rimmer, and thanks for joining us here on Jackets TV, presented by Ohio Health.